Hi and welcome everybody to my channel. My name is Rainer. This is Saturday the 24th of February 2024 and I actually should make a video which I might make in German later on about the second anniversary, the second year of Russia's fascistic aggression against Ukraine, where tens of thousands of innocent people have been killed. It is horrendous, it is tragic, it is an outrage. But I make videos about books, and there are, of course, lots of non-fiction books about the war in Ukraine, about Russia, and I actually read a book about Russia, a German book about Russia, which is called Die Wahrheit ist der Feind by the German journalist Gouline Attai recently. I also reading a book by a woman called Joanna Chu about China. It's called China Unbound. She's a Chinese-Canadian journalist. But this is about the nonfiction prize for the Women's Prize for Nonfiction of 2024. It's the first year ever they will hand out a nonfiction prize. And I don't want to present the whole long list. There are 16 books, and I'm not interested in all these 16 books, so I picked the six books that I'm most interested in. And some of them I can get as an audiobook. One is already at the Stockholm Library, so I will read or listen to one, two, or three of these books over the course of the next months. But here is the selection that I made of the six books that interest me most on the long list of that first inauguration of that first edition of the Women's Prize for Nonfiction. The first book that was interesting me, or that is interesting to me on that list, is Vulture Capitalism, Corporate Crimes, Backdoor Bailouts, and the Death of Freedom by Grace Blakely. It was published by Bloomsbury on March. It will be published by Bloomsbury on March 14, 2024, in about a month from now. It's about the free markets that are not really free, about corporate profits that don't trickle down to everyone else, the greed of the big companies, stuff like that. The acclaimed journalist Grace Blakely takes on the world's most powerful corporations by showing how the causes of our modern crisis are the intended result of our capitalist system. It's not broken, it's working exactly as planned. From JP Morgan to Boeing, Henry Ford to Richard Nixon, Blakely shows us exactly where late-stage capitalism has gone wrong. The second book that I'm interested in is Shadows at Noon by Joya Chatterji, published by Bodley Headon on July the 23rd, 2023. Warning, 864 pages. Shadows at Noon tells the subcontinent's story, that's India, from the British Raj through independence and partition to the forging of the modern nations of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Unlike other histories of the region, which concentrate exclusively on politics, here food, leisure, and the household are given as much importance as nationhood, as migration, and the state. Chatterji makes contemporary South Asia, its cultural vibrancy, diversity, social structures, and political makeup accessible to everyone in this book. And that does sound very, very interesting. It's a personal work. It's against the narratives of inherent differences between India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, and it reveals many things its people actually have in common. That sounds very interesting to me. The third book, Some People Need Killing, a memoir of murder in the Philippines by Patricia Evangelista, published by Grove Press on November the 2nd, 2023. Journalist Patricia Evangelista came of age in the aftermath of a street revolution that forged a new future for the Philippines. 3 decades later, in the face of mounting inequality, the nation discovered the fragility of its democratic institutions under the regime of strongman Rodrigo Duterte, a good friend of presidential candidate Donald Trump. Some People Need Killing is Evangelista's meticulously reported and deeply human chronicle of the Philippines drug war. For 6 years, Evangelista chronicled the killings carried out by police and vigilantes in the name of Duterte's war on drugs, a war that has led to the slaughter of thousands, immersing herself in the world of killers and survivors and capturing the atmosphere of fear created when an elected president decides that some lives are worth less than others. Power sounds like a very powerful book. The fourth book is Doppelganger, A Trip into the Mirror World by Naomi Klein, published by Penguin. This book, I think in the last year it came out. I didn't find the actual publishing date. When Naomi Klein discovered that a woman who shared her first name but had radically different, harmful views was getting chronically mistaken for her, it seemed too ridiculous to take seriously. Then, suddenly, it wasn't. She started to find herself grappling with a distorted sense of reality, becoming obsessed with reading the threads on social media, the endlessly scrolling insults from the followers of her doppelganger. Why had her shadowy other gone down such an extreme path? Why was identity all we have to meet the world so unstable? Well, to find out, Klein decided to follow her double into a bizarre and uncanny mirror world, one of conspiracy theories, anti-vaxxers, and demagogue hacksters, where self-focused wellness influencers make common cause with fire-breathing far-right propagandists, all in the name of protecting the children. In doing so, she lifts the lid on our own culture during this surreal moment in history as we turn ourselves into polished virtual brands. Publicly shame our enemies, watch as deep fakes proliferate and whole nations flip from democracy to something more, far more sinister. That sounds so interesting to me, and this seems to be a book for our age and for all of us, for a deadly serious dark comedy which invites us to view our reflections in the looking glass. And that's why I desperately want to read Doppelganger by Naomi Klein, which is longlisted for the first edition of the Women's Prize for Non-Fiction. How to Say Babylon, a Jamaican memoir by Sophia Sinclair, published by Fourth Estate in October last year. So this is a Jamaican memoir. Born in Montego Bay, Jamaica, where luxury hotels line pristine white sand beaches, Sophia Sinclair grew up guarding herself against an ever-present threat. Her father, a volatile reggae musician and strict believer in a militant sect of Rastafari, railed against Babylon, the corrupting influence of the immoral Western world just beyond their gate. To protect the purity of the women in their family, he forbade almost everything. Nowhere but home and school. No friends but this family, and no future but this path. This sounds very disturbing, doesn't it? Her mother did what she could to bring joy to her children with books and poetry. But as Sophia's imagination reached beyond its restrictive borders, her burgeoning independence brought with it ever greater clashes with her father. Soon she realized that if she was to live at all, she had to find some way to leave home. But how? How was she supposed to leave home? In seeking to understand the past of her family, Sophia Sinclair takes readers inside a world that is little understood by those outside of it and offers an astonishing personal reckoning. How to Say Babylon is an unforgettable story of a young woman's determination to live life on her own terms. I have gotten this one as an audiobook by my audiobook provider. And the last book that I'm very interested in on the list is Codependent Living in the Shadow of AI by Madhumita Murgia, published by Picador in a few weeks to come on March 24. What does it mean to be human in a world that is rapidly changing thanks to the development of artificial intelligence, of automated decision-making that both draws on and influences our behavior? Through the voices of ordinary people in places far removed from Silicon Valley, Codependent explores the impact of a set of powerful, flawed, and often exploitative technologies on individuals, communities, and our wider society. Madhumita Murgia, AI editor at the Financial Times, exposes how AI can strip away our collective and individual sense of agency and shatter our illusion of free will. This is also a very timely book. Everybody's talking about AI the shares of AI companies like Nvidia, they go through the roof. If you want to make money right now, you have to invest in AI, it seems to be. These are the 6 books that I'm interested in most. I really hope to be able to take a look at all of these books very soon. Which ones did you like most on the 16-book long list, which I will publish totally in the comments down below. Soon we will get 2 more long lists. We will get the long list of the Women's Prize for Fiction on March 5. I will make a prediction video, which I'm currently preparing on that list. I also expect the International Booker in Translation long list in a few days to come, a few weeks to come, which will also be interesting. Last year I read Georgi Gospodinov's Time Shelter that won the prize. And, well, I'm curious. This is an amazing time. We get so many beautiful new suggestions of new and amazing books. And these were the 6 of the non-fiction long list of the Women's Prize that interest me the most. I see you soon in another video. I hope you have a great weekend. Think of Ukraine, donate money to Ukraine, donate money to Ukrainian causes. Please help Ukraine. And I really, really hope that this war doesn't turn to be in Russian favor very soon. See you soon in another video. Bye.